There have been some recent developments in Florida's land trust law that are giving valuable benefits to Florida's investors. The first one is the new land trust amendment to the statute gives liability protection to the beneficiaries of a land trust. This is even better than the protection probably from an LLC that you get, and you don't even have to register. The statute says that the beneficiaries of a land trust are protected from liabilities on the property as well as for debt. And that could be from even injuries, and I've heard of some people that don't even carry insurance anymore. That's kind of surprising. I would always want to keep insurance on my properties, but some people, maybe it's too expensive in certain neighborhoods, so they don't carry it. I was at a land trust seminar for lawyers. I was giving part of it, and I talked to the other lawyers who were giving it, and one of them said he had two cases on this. One of them, a ceiling fell in on a tenant, serious injury, and another one, a dog bit a child on the property. And the trustee got a phone call from one of those law firms like Morgan & Morgan and said, well, who's your insurance company? And the trustee said, we don't have insurance. He said, you could have the property. It's not much equity in it. There's a mortgage, and you can just have the property because we know this was injury. But they never called back, because they know that the beneficiary of a land trust is protected from liability. Now, the second thing is that as a trust company, we receive a lot of subpoenas or summonses every week from some of our older clients. Maybe two or three times a week, the sheriff comes by, or the process server, for somebody that's losing their property in all the trusts we have, because a lot of our clients bought them during the peak, and now they're being foreclosed. And three things I've noticed are sometimes they don't even sue the person who signed the note. Sometimes they sue the person who signed the note and they drop them from the case if they can't find them. Or sometimes they sue the person who signed the note and then they just can't find them and they just can't get a deficiency judgment, because if you're not served with the papers by the sheriff, you can't get a judgment against you. So these investors, some of our clients have used up their whole savings to pay their mortgages for a year or two now. They have no money left, so they're walking away from these properties. And this is a way to protect themselves from a deficiency judgment. If it's in a land trust, they may not go after a deficiency judgment. Now, I've always paid my bills, and when my mother passed away, she had some credit card bills, and we didn't have to pay them because there was no probate, so there was nothing that the creditors could have gotten. But my sisters and I did sign checks out of my mother's accounts and paid all those credit card bills, just because we were taught that you pay your bills. But for these people now, because of this bubble in the real estate market, some of our client investors are losing everything they had, and maybe they have a little bit left, one house or lot or something that they're trying to protect. And I don't feel sorry for the banks. The banks started this. They created this bubble. They loaned money to people that didn't qualify. They loaned money with no money down, poor appraisals. This whole bubble was caused by these banks being greedy, trying to get big returns, and a lot of innocent investors got caught in this bubble. So we help our clients to protect themselves from deficiency judgments, to protect their other properties, and I don't feel bad about protecting people with in this situation. The banks created it, let them take the losses. The third thing that's happening is people are putting mortgages in land trusts. We had a client that sold a property recently, and instead of her taking back a mortgage, a land trust took it back. And if you sell a property and want to take back a mortgage, if something goes wrong on the property, maybe they find termites and they think you knew about it even if you didn't, they may stop paying the mortgage. But if the mortgage was taken back by a land trust that you set up, but they don't know about that, they won't stop paying a separate lender. They don't know it's related to you. So if they find a problem on the property, that could protect you. It could also protect you if, as we said about, if you get a deficiency judgment or you have somebody going after you for anything else, you could hide all the mortgages you own in land trusts and nobody would know they're your property. And you don't even have to pay doc stamps. If you own a mortgage now, we can assign it to a trust and you don't have to pay doc stamps, and there's no way to tell that you don't own it anymore. We have a special company for that. It sounds like a lender, and it could be trustee for your mortgages. There's at least 25 other benefits of a land trust, and they all give you good advantages when you're buying property. And we'll be talking about those during the seminar.